Nice job. Nice job, Funimation. Ah, jeez. So, um, what's up, guys? Mark here. I'm not gonna do a lot of editing in this video. Mostly because I just have a lot to get off my chest about a certain situation. If you guys have been paying attention, well, I'm also just kind of be rambling on. I'm gonna try to make this cohesive as I can, but I do have a lot to get off my chest. So, I'm gonna try to hold back as much as possible. I've already got most of my anger out, but some of it might slip through, some of it might not. I don't really know. I'm gonna try my best to restrain it about this. But anyway, so for those of you who don't know, voice actor Vic Mignogna, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Who is the voice of let me think. He voiced Edward in Full Metal Alchemist, which is the most popular anime for a lot of people. He's also famous. He also kind of reached the fame of it, kind of reached the peak of his fame after Dragon Ball Super Broly released to critical acclaim and to box office success, to critical enormous box office success. It's still breaking records. It's got like $100 million, which is insane for an anime film. I mean, I'm not even talking an animated film. I'm talking like, just in like, there's a difference between an animated film and an anime film to me. An animated film is like a Pixar film or a Disney film, that's animated, like Finding Dory or Toy Story 3 or something like that. But an anime is something like, for lack of a better term, it's something that originates in Japan and that comes over here to the States to be dubbed into English. And if it's a movie, it just happens to be released in theaters. It has a certain style to it. That is what I'm trying to say. I've got the notes here on my phone, so pardon me if I look down for a minute. Let me see. So I'm also this notepad is also gonna kind of serve as my mini script kind of for this. Because for a while I was debating whether or not to script this or not. I decided, honestly, I just decided to write down what was most interesting to me about this, and include a few pictures that I managed to find, as well as some links to other people that have more detailed explanations on this whole situation from the beginning. Because for me, to be honest, I got caught up in this in the middle of it. This has been going on for about 2 weeks, or so. So yeah. So anyway, from what I was able to tell, Vic is being accused of things, like being a homophobe, sexual assaults, and possibly the most gross inducing for me, pedophilia. Yeah, pedophilia. That's that's a major leap in logic. That is a major leap in logic. To think that one person is capable of doing all of that. But yeah, but this is just the beginning. So these tweets that I'm going to be showing you. Let me get my Twitter page open really quickly, so I can show you what I mean. Let me see, Twitter. I probably should. I mean, my initial instinct was just to start recording this like immediately, so I didn't have time to go into it and everything. So I'm just gonna cut to when I'm on the page that I'm looking for. Because I was part of a discussion that really went off the rails. It really went off the rails. So yeah, I'll just cut to that. Okay. Oops. Dang it! Come on! Man, that was a mouthful. Okay, the confirmation email was sent. Okay, so let's see. Okay, guys, I'm still trying to find it. Let me see. Notifications. This thing goes back a long way, so at least my involvement in it anyway. I just want to talk about that mainly. The other channels go into more detail as to where it started. So, let me see, where is it? Okay, for some reason it's not letting me access it. Let me see, where is it? The wrong conversation. Let's see, where is it? Okay, well, basically, what I can see anyway, is that actually this post, now that I think about it, it actually shows, a lot of, it has a lot of the points that I was gonna bring up. So, let me just go ahead and start with this from the beginning. Let me just, let me just put the display capture on and everything so that, you know, you can make out what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Okay, so from this point here, I'm just gonna read on down. So, because this whole thing started with Monaco Real. She voices Bulma. She's the voice of Bulma in the Dragon Ball Z English dub, and she was blasting everyone for trying to defend Vic. And so what I did was I tried to go in and create a support group for him. You know, try to get it up and running. I tried tagging some creators in. This was from another conversation, not this one. In this one, I just mainly copied and pasted all of that stuff into this. Um, uh, so, so here, let me see. So let me just scroll down to the point. Okay, so this is the first point of contention here. The fact that, so people are taking photographs like this one, and they're basically creating a photoshopped image version of it, where they black out the person's face and they basically make Vic look like he's kissing someone on the cheek. And Vic himself has admitted that he assumed the wrong thing when he was doing that. There's actually an entire apology video where he literally breaks down in front of an entire group of people at a con in Bakersfield recently. I'm gonna try to link that below, so that you guys can see it along with all of these things. So let me just remember to write that down, because I probably won't be able to edit this video until tonight. So I'm afraid that I'll forget. Let me just write this down. What was that guy? Oh yeah. Something else that I forgot to mention was that there's actually a Google Doc where people are literally putting information in that was basically, that was slanderous. So, let me, actually, I have it open here. So, this is the doc in question. The link's up there if you guys want to go check it out. I don't really recommend it, though, considering the fact that this is all hearsay, for the most part. But, so we got some major articles here, dropped from rolls, stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, let me see. Oh, I didn't really notice these. Hang on. Okay. So this is the thread that Monica was talking about. So she's claiming that she was sexually assaulted by Vic, and here's the thing: she says that she'll tell us everything when she's ready to do so, but she's completely content with just saying that it happened to her without actually describing it, or I don't know, showing any actual factual evidence of it. Now, I'm not saying like a video. I'm saying like, you know, a photo or something, anything other than this hearsay, because some of these complaints against Vic go back as far as like 2008 or 2007. So we're talking a decade of allegations that are being brought up. The only thing is, and here's my the thing is, I've got a theory here. Well, it's not really a conspiracy theory, but I find it extremely ironic that they wait until Dragon Ball Super Broly's enormous box office success, which, let me look that up here. Okay. Dragon Ball Super Broly box office. 30 million US dollars. Okay, so... Oh wait, that's just for the original. Let's see, Box Office Mojo, that's kind of that's a trustworthy source. Yeah, worldwide, it's made $101 million. That's more than any other Dragon Ball film. And it's a huge milestone for any anime film, really, in general. So, what's not to say that Monica didn't get together with a group of friends of hers, and, you know, she waited until this film's enormous success, and she was jealous of the attention that Vic was getting. She was jealous of the attention that she was getting, and so as a result, she started, you know, she made all this up. I mean, I'm not saying that she did, but because we don't have any evidence to support this, I have to go with that idea. So, yeah, just so we're clear, you can be fired from a job or inappropriate behavior without ever having charges brought against you. Okay, I hate to say this, but that's kind of malarkey. I'm being so vocal because I don't want this to happen to another woman. He's hurt enough people. He's a sick man and he needs help. I hope he'll come to realize that. Okay, so that's just one example. Let's go back to the doc. I'm curious to see what some of these other ones are. I'm not gonna go through every one, because there's some more. The other content creators go more in depth on this doc than I am. So let's go on ahead and just let's see. For some reason it's not letting me access that one. Okay. Facebook. Okay, it looks like the only one that it's letting me access is Monica's for some reason. So, oh, what's this? Okay. And they came up with the hashtag #KickVic. Now, one of the other content creators goes more in depth into this, but they wouldn't be getting nearly as much traction if they didn't have the hashtag #KickVic in the title. Mostly because, well, as you can see, let me see. So, guys got, well, this isn't really a good example, but another creator goes more in depth on it. I think it's one of the ones that I'm gonna link below. It's to I think his name is Yellow Flash 2 or something like that. He goes more in depth on this, as to why this as to why they get more traction just by having that in the title. Another thing that I wanted to show is some Facebook shots that were taken. Although I don't really know if they're in the stock or not, because to be honest with you guys, I haven't really looked through this. So because I was literally sent a link to it today. So, okay, so let me just get back to that conversation I was telling you guys about. Let's see. Select him, try to get rid of him. Okay, here we go. So, that might be kind of blurry for you guys, but, this is one of the hate groups behind it. Again, other content creators will have different images and stuff than I do, because they have more access to this stuff than I do. They know where to look. I'm just going based off of what I experienced. So there's a guy on here that's been messaging me back and forth, Future Trunks, and he posted these Facebook screenshots. Now, these screenshots are allegedly from a hate group. They're from a hate group that are planning on ruining this man's reputation. And you can clearly tell that by this. So, here. So, I'm just gonna read it verbatim to you. Well, without the cursing and all. You should Photoshop that picture so it looks like Vic's hand is on your chest. That way no one can claim that it's out of context, and it makes Vic look worse than he is. Okay, so they're telling them what they should do about it, and they're basically goading them into photoshopping this in order to make a man look bad. That's very bad. That's very bad and very slimy as well. Person responds, nah, falsifying evidence is gross, I agree with that. Even if it helps Vic look bad. Even if it makes Vic look like Hitler. Hitler. Really? Really? I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. Oh boy, so... And then to add further fuel to the fire, ooh, that would be fun! Someone should add the Hitler mustache to him. Then again, we already know he hates Jews, which, in every single video that I've seen him in at cons, he has never once mentioned that he hates the Jewish race. If anything, he supports them more than he hates them. Why would you even suggest to edit evidence? That would pretty much throw it out in a case of law, and it would bring doubt to other allegations. If anything, this would help him. Exactly, it would. Exactly. This actually does help our case, because we as a support group, we're trying to we have all the evidence here. They have none. All these hearsay people, they don't have any evidence to it whatsoever aside from witness testimony, which, yes, that's admissible in court from what little legal knowledge I have, but at the same time, a witness's testimony can be fabricated. It can be manipulated. It can be morphed into whatever they want it to be in order to get dirt on somebody. I mean, to put some perspective on it, look at the Brett Kavanaugh situation. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say to just to win this argument. Okay. Not if the Photoshop looks convincing. Alright, so now they're basically plotting against him. There was always a way to find out if something is shopped. Yeah, there is. There is. It also does not help you when talk about photoshopping a pic in a public group where anyone can see it. Well, here's the thing. Even if it's a private group, everyone can see it. It's the internet. There's nothing to hide. There is nothing to hide on here. If you have the right authority, you can request those, and they're not really forced to give them to you, but they have to comply. So anyway, next image. So this is the last one. If you keep leaking stuff from my group, I'm kicking you out. I'm extremely displeased with you. Once again, I apologize. I thought the idea was to make up, and get this. This is the clincher of this is how I know that this is a hate group. I thought the idea was to make up whatever we can to make him being Vic, look bad. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, exactly. Oh, but you're not mad at the douchebag who was a bad security guard that lets underage kids drink at a con. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? You are gutless. You swing your authority around when it's convenient for you, you hypocrite. Alright, well, that last comment doesn't really pertain to this, but I just thought I'd read it verbatim anyway. So in terms of, one of the things that I remember hearing about was this unwanted affection from people, which Vic goes heavily into in the apology video. I'm gonna see if I can remember to put it here. But if I don't, I'll just link it in the description. So that you guys can go check it out and you can see for yourself that this man is innocent.
The last thing in the world that I want is for this panel to be a downer. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be a downer. But I would like to say some things. Is that okay?
Yes.
There will be tears. So I want to apologize for that. For those of you that may not know, and God bless you for not knowing, there's been a lot of ugliness lately, and things online. And I wanted to say something about it. And I also want to say I'm very mindful that there are many different ages in this room, so I want us to all be mindful of that, right? So if you're thinking of asking a question or something, you know what I mean? Be aware that there are a lot of different ages of people here. As I've been reflecting over the last 10 days, did you close that? Over the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. When difficult things happen, at first you're kind of angry, right? You're mad, but then you take a step back and you're like, what am I supposed to learn here? How could I be better? How could I do better? And I've learned something, and I wanted to share it with you. As long as I've been doing events, which is a long time, I've always been very demonstrative. Hug everybody, you know what I mean? That's just always been who I am. You could go back and find panels from or Q&A or autograph sessions from 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, and I'm doing the same thing. That in my mind, it's a way of saying thank you and expressing kindness and appreciation and warmth and support for a lot of people that could use it. You know what I'm talking about when I say that. But here's what I've learned.
We're here for you.
Just because 1,000 people want a hug doesn't mean everybody does. And I got really lazy. Over the years, I got really lazy. And I got used to being the same person all the time. And I was insensitive to the fact that there could be people out there that don't want that. And it has never, ever been my intention to offend or hurt anyone. Welcome. It has never been my intention or desire to offend anyone. And I would like to think that the tens of thousands of people that I've met over the years know that. But there are people that don't want that kind of interaction. And I have not been sensitive to them. I see that. As I've been reflecting on what's been going on. And here's the thing, guys. Voice actors are no different than you are. We're bozos. I mean, honestly, we're just dumb humans trying to do our best, you know what I mean? We're just trying to get along in the world. And we stumble and we fall, right? How many of you know that you do that, right? How many of you would pray to God that somebody didn't follow you around every minute of the day with a camera and log every dumb thing you ever did or said? You know what I mean? I am a work in progress, just like you. And I've made some mistakes that I regret. I've never meant any harm to anybody. All of my gestures of hugging somebody for photos or kissing somebody on the forehead, or the cheek is, in my mind at the moment, was a sign of appreciation and kindness and warmth. But it was wrong. It was really wrong of me to assume. So I am profoundly sorry to anyone out there that I offended. That was never my intention. Somebody sent me something I wanted to share with you that was really, though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Now, I hope that I can have the opportunity to make amends to people that I've offended somehow or hurt. That has never been my intention or desire, but I recognize that I need to be sensitive to there are a lot of different people in this room. Am I right? Lots of different people. All of you have your own histories, your own heartaches, your own failures and flaws, your own strengths and skills. And we're all different. And I made the mistake of kind of painting with a broad brush. Does that make sense? And I am profoundly sorry for that. And I would like to ask anyone out there that I may have offended to accept my sincere apology and know that I have learned from my reflection during this time, I have learned that I need to alter the way I engage with people. And it's difficult sometimes, you guys, because when 100 people come up and ask for a hug, you start assuming that the 101st one wants one too. And it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? But you get lazy. You just get used to it. That was my fault. I am certainly not perfect by any means. I've been very blessed to have a career in this field and to do a lot of great shows, and I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for that. But I'm just a dumb guy like you, just trying my best, and trying my best. And so I want to apologize. If there's anyone in here, I don't know, if there's anyone in here that ever had an uncomfortable moment at my expense, I am so sorry. That it was never my intention. Do you hear me? I mean, I want to make sure I'm communicating to you clearly. I wrote some things down because I knew I wouldn't be able to think. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Now I have to just say this because I don't want any of this to be negative. But any kind of claims of assault, or I even want to use those words, molestation, or abuse. No. And my heart hurts for the people that actually have been, and my heart hurts for anyone who feels that. I am mortified to think that I would have made somebody feel that way. And in our current setting, you have to be more careful, right? And I'm just a dumb old man. I've been doing this so long. And like I said, when you get affirmation from so many people, you start to believe it. Does that make sense? When 500 people walk up and tell you how much they love you and appreciate your work, you start to believe that crap. And then you start to assume, well, she liked me and they all liked me, so she probably likes me too. No, maybe not, right? Or she's different. She deserves the respect of having her own, right? Of having her own space and her own opinions, and she may be different, and that's where I've really messed up. Sorry.
All right, guys, let's give a hand to Vic. Vic is here talking. So let's give him a minute and let's ask some questions. Play the music.
I also want to ask you really quickly, any a bright spot in the darkness. Thank you. I also want to say, any of you that are fans that have been supportive, you have no idea how much I appreciate that. But I don't want you to be the subject of hatred and anger as well, just because you're trying to stick up for someone. I wouldn't want that for you. So thank you for those of you that have been kind and supportive, and it really breaks my heart when I hear that somebody tried to speak words of positivity and say, hey, I've known this guy, I've seen this guy 10 times over the last years, and he's always been nice and kind, and I watched him interact with 500 people in an autograph line, and I mean, it seemed fine. And then those people get attacked because they're trying to be supportive. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. And I can't even speak to why some people would say the things they say. You guys probably have some ideas of your own about why some people say things online, and put stories out there. All I know is that I am profoundly sorry if any of my actions meant innocently offended anyone. And if you know anybody like that one of those people, please extend my sincerest apologies. And I'm going to do better. If I have the chance, if I'm able to continue, I intend to make amends. I intend to not give anybody any reason to ever feel uncomfortable around. That has never been my heart, never. I hope you know that. Who's got a really pointless, funny question?
Okay, so let me get to where I was in how do I put this? Let me get to where I was in the discussion. Sorry. When I was making myself big again, but I guess not. So, let me see. Okay, so this is Geekdom 101. He's an extremely popular Dragon Ball YouTuber, and so I tried including him in the initial discussion as well as a couple of other people, but it went largely unnoticed. I mean, it only got like a little bit of traction, but not a whole lot. But anyway, so this is where I come in, and I'll read this to you one by one. Look, man, I'm talking to Geekdom. I tried getting a support group up and running to get you to notice, but you could care less about people like me because we're small time and don't have your millions of fans. In fact, let's do a role reversal. For some odd reason, when I posted the replies to this, Twitter got the order mixed up. So I'm gonna be going by and then going back up for these. So I'm sorry. So okay, so let me see. I think anyway. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, and this is also the this is also a link that I'm gonna be this is also the link to a video that I'm gonna be putting below, where the content creator goes in depth as to the photoshopped images. So like I said, if you guys want more information on this, go check him out. So anyway, here's the tweet I meant. At Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku. At voice of Vegeta, obviously Chris Sabat, and Monica. How do you got how do you guys argue with this? So this is, I believe this is actually, this will take you to the apology video, I think. And so I responded to them and I basically said, here, look, you're making all these claims, but the moment evidence is brought up or even questioned, you guys immediately crumble. Please stop this now and show some accountability. Another thing that I put that I can't really seem to find for some reason, I guess Twitter buried it, I don't really know. But, let me see here. I'm gonna try to track it down, but I can't guarantee you that I'll find it. Oh, here we go. 10 more replies. Let's see what's here. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This one here is actually the first one in the replies I did. So here we go. So this is the role reversal. How would you respond? You being Geekdom, Sean, Chris, Monica, stuff like that. How would you respond if people did this to you, locked you in a bubble, turned against you, dropped you from your legally protected job without a hint or reason why? I'm usually pretty calm when it comes to voice actors, but when I see this stuff, I can't help. Let me see. Oh no! Okay. Okay, here we go. I can't help but call it out. You guys might not care about this post because I'm small time, but this is the internet where anyone can be heard. This is my point, and this is the result of your actions, not Vic's. I am boycotting Funimation. Now, when I say boycott, what I mean is that, you know, I'm not supporting them. I'm not supporting them, you know, with my money. So, yeah, think of that what you will. So, and then I said, well, I refuse to pay money to a company that turns a blind eye on one of its employees, as you have. Let's be honest here. The only reason people are even going after him in the first place is to steal the success he's had thanks to the movie. And a lot of people thought that it was a political debate, but so let me see. And then, I posted something that was directed explicitly at Sean and Chris. So, let me see if I can find that. Actually, I think I'll just link the entire document itself. So, yeah, I'll link both the video for the doc, as well as the link to the doc itself, so that you guys can see how far back these accusations have gone against this man, as far as, you know, the fabrication goes. Because, I kid you not, if you look in this thing, there are literal, I mean, as I showed you before in the video, there are literal hate groups that are forming all over the web for this guy. I've already mentioned them on Twitter, so, if you guys can't tell, it's kind of early in the morning. I had to cut the video, but so my brain's kind of in a blender right now. I just woke up. So anyway, I planned on finishing this video last night, but I got busy with some stuff, so I couldn't really do that. But so anyway, this is my final say on the matter. This is directed, I guess you could say, at Sean and Chris. Now, Sean is the voice of Goku in the Dragon Ball Z English dub. In case any of you guys on my channel don't know, and Christopher Sabat is the voice actor of Vegeta, and so they both came out and they were explicitly supporting Monica's position just because she's a friend of theirs. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't accept that. I do not accept that, because even one of your closest friends can be a liar. I mean, they can lie at a moment's notice, they can turncoat, they can do a lot of various things that a normal person wouldn't agree with if they saw their friend doing that. But because these guys are big and mighty and they work together a lot, they have, you know, well, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, they've, you know, how do I put this? I'm sorry. So I think they've gotten too big for their own good, to be honest, because they can't really take accountability. These guys can't really take accountability that well. But anyway, so basically, when I put this, this was in response to a tweet about this. So, Monica's 600 roles, including the reprisals, fell 13-word pages. Only Steve Bloom, who's another legendary voice actor, I haven't heard anything from him on this, so can match that amount of power. Monica's built up her success all on her own and never forgot where she came from. Well, here's the thing, I built this YouTube channel from the ground up, and even though it's not that big, I appreciate every single one of you that watch these videos, that leave a like, that leave a comment, you know, however few I get, and how very little I get of them. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And so yeah, this argument here is kind of bogus to me. But anyway, so yeah, so that number has nothing to do whatsoever with this argument, with her argument. It has nothing to do with it. This person is just defending her by saying that, oh, she's done this, she's done that, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, so this was my final say on the matter. Directed at Sean, Chris, and Monica, although I'd already tagged Monica in the post, so you know, think of that what you will. So, one final thing. In response to Monica's many roles, that doesn't mean squat. It doesn't matter how many roles you had, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how much authority you have for being the voice acting director, for a company, because, Mr. Sabat is the voice, I think he's the voice acting director or the producer, I'm not really sure, but he's one of those for Funimation. So he's pretty high up in terms of authority there. And then this one was directed at Sean. Or if you're the voice of one of the most popular anime characters in all of fiction, which Sean is. He's the English voice actor of Goku, one of the most popular anime characters in all of anime in Japan. At the end of the day, the truth is this: you're still human like the rest of us. You are no better than me or Dan or anybody else. Dan is this guy, so he's a Vic supporter, so that's why I tagged him in that. That's why I tagged him in this. So yeah, so that was my that was kind of my final say on it. So let me see here. And so this was my final say on the matter. So this is kind of the point of me making this ramble on, to give you guys my final say on the matter. And nothing you say. Again, this was directed at pretty much everybody that is against Vic, you know, in terms of the voice actors. Nothing you say, no matter how much fame you gain or the authority you have or command, will change that. And then this is the big point that I want to make. I am boycotting Funimation until changes are made. Again, I am boycotting Funimation until changes are made. Think of that what you will. Like I said before, I refuse to pay a company that does this to its own employees. So yeah, that's kind of my whole take on the matter. I'm gonna edit that part out, so let's see. Alright, so another thing that one of my informants pointed out to me was actually a documentary detailing this entire situation, which was actually what I was planning on doing. But you know, I had so much to get off my chest for this that I decided to, you know, just do this instead. Because the scripting process for this would be way too... It wouldn't be way too hard, it would just be it would just take way too much time. It just felt better to do it this way, as opposed to a scripted video, with voiceover. But yeah, so I'm gonna be linking all the videos below that I mentioned, as well as I'll be playing a couple of them at the end of this video as well, in case you guys want to see like the apology video. I'm definitely gonna be playing that because I want you guys to see Vic's reaction to this and tell me whether or not he's insincere. Because in my mind, he's as sincere as you can be. He's quite literally a grieving guy here. He lost his job, he lost his livelihood, and all because of these people coming up with he said, she said arguments. And although, because I mean, it would be different if they had actual evidence to support these claims. If they had actual evidence to go along with these stories, then, you know, I'd have to reconsider my position. But for now, at this point, I am a full-on Vic supporter. I 100% support him, and for this video, I'm going to use the hashtag #IStandWithVic, because I think it's right. I think he doesn't deserve this, and I think he needs all the love and all the prayers that he can get right now. But people have been asking me, not a whole lot of people, but some people have been asking me, well, if Funimation rehires him, and if you were him, would you do it? The answer to that question is no. Not after something like this. Because, here's the thing, they might take him back, but they're not going to do so out of the kindness of their hearts. I mean, again, unless the voice actors have a sudden change of heart, which I highly doubt they will. But that's just my whole 2 cents on the matter. I mean, Vic knows a lot more about the company than I do, because, you know, he's actually been there and been working for them a long time. But yeah, like I said, he's quite literally a grieving guy here, and he needs all the love and support that he can get. Yesterday, Vic posted something along the lines of, here, let me see if I can pull that up really quickly. Okay, so, this was from yesterday, and Vic finally posted something on his official Twitter. And so he said, "It has come to my attention that there have been threats made toward others by fans in support of me. Let me be perfectly clear that I would never condone anything approaching this whatsoever, and I call upon anyone doing it to stop this immediately." So yeah, apparently there are some supporters that are legitimately threatening people, while to show their support of Vic, which honestly I don't agree with. I mean, Vic kind of sums it up perfectly in the second post. There was way too much hate in the world today. Please spread love and understanding instead. Hate met with hate never ever solves or improves anything. Be kind to one another always. And that's honestly been his mantra. It's honestly been his mantra pretty much from the very beginning. You know, don't meet hate with hate, you're only gonna get more hate. You know, meet hate with love. That's the only thing that can counter hate and destroy it. So it's you know, I mean, it's a very delicate balance that you have to maintain. I mean, you know, you can't go too hard, you know, when it comes to antagonizing these people, but at the same time, you want to show your support of the man. So it's because literally, I kid you not, for every single one of my posts that I put, I was harassed all night the other night for it. I mean, I wasn't kept up all night, but my phone kept going off with posts and stuff like that. And when I woke up, I had something like 50 responses, all of which were negative. Well, I mean, I had a few supporters of me here and there, but, you know, supporting my argument, but the majority of them were negative. Some people insulted my intelligence. Some people said that I was a child for trying to support this man. You know, stuff like that. And here's the thing. The way the internet works now is if you're caught, if you're even accused of doing something, without any evidence, you're guilty until proven innocent. Which, that's not how the real world works whatsoever. I'm sorry to remind you that, voice actors, if any of you are watching this, but that is not how the real world works. In the real world, it's innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. Please, if any of you are watching this, show some accountability. Don't go out attacking these supporters like Monica did. Like, oh yeah, that reminds me. So, let me pull this up really quickly. So, okay, so this photograph here was sent to me by my source. So, by my source that's trustworthy. So anyway, this is a supporter of Vic, I think. And he or she asks, then why is everyone pointing victims at a guy who did nothing wrong? Still waiting for you all to produce evidence, by the way, which is exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. I completely agree with that. But Monica, being the, I'm sorry to say this, but being the voice actress that she is, with all this authority, says the following, which is very immature. It is very immature, and in my opinion is just wrong. It's just wrong. You are not entitled to sensitive information, you frigging troll. I tried to be civil. Time to block another POS. Yeah! Yeah! That's your role model, kids. That's the woman who voices people that become your role models if you watch anime a lot. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Stay the course, Monica. That's horrible. That is horrid. That is abhorrent. And by doing that, you're not making the problem any better, you're only making it worse. So yeah, unless these guys like Monica actually come forward with evidence, I'm gonna be standing with Vic all the way through this. I'm gonna be supporting him 100%. And all this hearsay is just squat. It doesn't mean squat to me. Because again, anyone can be manipulated to say anything, especially if they're jealous of someone's success or they don't like the person because of their faith. So like I said, I'll be posting all the videos down below, and hopefully this video will be up by maybe Monday, maybe, depending on how busy I get during the day. But yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below, please. I really feel like this man doesn't deserve all the hate he's getting. If anything, the only thing that he's admitted to is the over-affection. Is being overly affectionate with people, but even then, he apologized, and that is in no way, shape, or form grounds for losing your job. For losing your legally protected job. And I can guarantee you, if this goes to court with this little evidence, as it looks like it is, because it sounds like he's taking legal action, or at least that's what rumors are saying, then I can guarantee you this is going to be thrown out. And the judge is probably going to force Funimation to rehire him. But even then, Vic can still say no. He can still say no, and personally, I wouldn't blame him if he did, after all this torture that this company has done to him. But like I said, I'm boycotting Funimation until I see changes. I'm not watching anything of theirs. If I watch anything anime related, it's gonna be 4Kids related. From now on, pretty much. But yeah, I'm not supporting them, and like I said, I refuse to do this to a company that does this to one of its own voice actors. And personally, I think other people should do the same. And another thing, just because Sean, Chris, and Monica said this stuff online and they think no one can touch them, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be negative repercussions for them if is thrown out of court. There are going to be some serious repercussions if they don't come forward with evidence. And at this point, I don't see them doing so. I just see them continuing to go along with the hearsay. So, as such, I am a staunch supporter of Vic. So, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. And, hashtag I stand with Vic.
Please consider leaving a like. And if you disagree with some of the things I've said, let me know. Until next time, peace.
Is it okay that I came to see you? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. How are you feeling? Good? Was the surgery okay? Your mom said that they fixed you up really good. She said that you can breathe better and everything. Now you can play the flute better. You're crying, sweetie. Oh, there. I hope I didn't scare you. I didn't scare you, did I? Like, oh, get this weird guy out of my room. Excuse me. Oh, come on.
Don't let me stop!
That's not what I said. What I said was, it is God's love that draws people to repentance, not hatred and wrath and judgment. It's God's love and desire for them that draws them to Him. And you guys, if you have any desire to reach these people for God, you should be telling them about His love for them.
Unless you repent, you will likewise perish. May I take a picture? It'd be better for a millstone were tied around your neck and you were cast into the sea.
You're missing
You
the
would
whole
cause
point.
any one of these
You're
little
missing
ones
the
to
whole
stumble.
point.
How can I do better? And I learned something, and I wanted to share it with you. As long as I've been doing events, which is a long time, I've always been very demonstrative. Hug everybody, you know what I mean? That's just always been who I am. You could go back and find panels from 10, or Q&A or autograph sessions from 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago. And I'm doing the same thing. In my mind, it's a way of saying thank you and expressing kindness and appreciation and warmth and support for a lot of people that could use it. You know what I'm talking about when I say that. But here's what I've learned. Just because 1,000 people want to hug doesn't mean everybody does. And I got really lazy. Over the years, I got really lazy. And I got used to being the same person all the time. And I was insensitive to the fact that there could be people out there that don't want that. And it has never, ever been my intention to offend or hurt anyone.